Dear students, let us continue learning the course Data Structures and Applications. We are in the fourth session, part 2 of the module 2. The topics covered under this session are GCD computation using recursion and Fibonacci series sequence using recursion. Myself, Dr. Suresh Addy from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering of Kendra Engineering College, Bantwal, Mangalore. In the last session, we learned what is recursion, direct recursion and the indirect recursion, and how to have the recursion, what are the basic criteria to be satisfied by a recursive function, and we taken the example of computing the factorial of a number. Fine. So now, as you remember, every recursive function should satisfy two basic criteria. What are those two basic criteria? The first one is each recursive function should have a condition or a base value. When that condition is satisfied, it should not make the call to that function. So that will ensure that the function, recursive function, will not end in an infinite loop. And the second condition is each time when we make a recursive call, we make some changes to the variables such that they will keep one step reaching point to the base value. That is, we make the changes to the variables which ensure us that we are reaching to the base value over there. So every recursive function should satisfy these two conditions to ensure that the recursive function will not end in an infinite loop. Fine. So now let us continue our learning on the topic recursion over here. So now here we take the first example of computing the GCD of two numbers. If you remember the computation of GCD of two numbers, GCD stands for greatest common divisor. Let me have the two numbers as first one is 6 and the second one is 4. I want to find the GCD of 6 and 4. So as we learned from our mathematics, the greatest common divisor for 6 and 4 is 2. That is, the 2 is the number which divides both the 6 and the 4. That is our GCD of the 6 and 4 is 2. Fine. So now let us look how that will be computed using the recursive function. So procedure GCD of m comma n. So m is our 6, n is our 4. So we ensure that always the higher number will be kept in the variable m and the lower number will be kept in the variable n. So if they are not so, we exchange the values of m and n so that will ensure that condition of m will have the higher value and n will have the lower value over there. So now in our example, we are taking an example for 6 and 4. So now m will be equal to 6 and n will be equal to 4. Fine. So now we should state our base value, base point over here. The base condition is if m mod n. So mod, as you remember, this is used for computing the remainder over here. If I have the two numbers, let us take some different example, 6 and the 3. So now what is the GCD of 6 and 3? GCD of 6 and 3 is a 3. We know already. How that will be decided? 6 modulus of 3. And if the remainder equal to 0, then the second number will be my GCD among 6 and 3. 6 modulus 3 will be equal to 0. So now what is our GCD? GCD over 3. So where 3 was present, as I told earlier, m will have your higher value and n will have your lower value. So our lower value is 3 which was present in n. So GCD is set to 3 and we return. So this is our break point or the base point. The same thing we are applying for that is our line number 1. If we have not reached the base point, then we will go to the second step, wherein we are calling the GCD again. That is, it is a recursive example. For the new values, that is in place of m, n will come. In place of n, m modulus n will come. Now let us take our example and let us try to solve it. First case, 6 and the 4. 6 modulus of 4, which will be equal to 2. Then we will go to the line number 2. In the line number 2, what happens? Now n will come to the first position. What is our first position? That is for the m, that is 4. Then 6 modulus 2. 6 modulus 4. What is the 6 modulus for 2? Now n will be, now the first value will be 4 and the second value is 2. That is 4 is copied to m and 2 is copied to n. So again we check the condition. 4 modulus 2. What is the value of 4 modulus 2? Which will be equal to 0. Then set GCD equal to n. What is the n value? 2. Then we return from here. So this is how the GCD will be computed recursively over here. I hope it is clear. Fine. The next one. Let's take an example of the Fibonacci series. So Fibonacci series, how that series will be. The initial numbers for the series are 0 and the 1. So now let us call 0 as the F0 and let us call 1 as the F1. So F2 will be calculated by adding the F0 and the F1. So now what is the value of F2? F2 will be equal to 0 plus 1, which will be equal to 1. Now to get the next number, next one position it will be shifted again. Now F0 is 1, F1 is 1. Now to find the F2 again, F2 will be equal to F2 plus F1, which is 1 plus 1, which will be equal to 2. That is, the next number will be taken by adding the previous two numbers. Right? The next one, 1 plus 2 will be equal to 3. Next, 2 plus 3 will be equal to 5. Next, 3 plus 5 will be equal to 8. Next, 5 plus 8, which will be equal to 13. Next, 13 plus 8, which will be equal to 21. 21 plus 13, which will be equal to 34. 34 plus 21, which will be equal to 55. Like that, the series will continue. Like that, the series will continue over here. Fine. This is our Fibonacci sequence. So now I want to generate this Fibonacci sequence. Now I want to generate my Fibonacci sequence over here. Fine. So now I want to generate the Fibonacci of 5. Assume I want to generate the Fibonacci of 5 over here. So now to have that Fibonacci of 5, that is a fifth Fibonacci number. That will be equal to 3. I want to generate that fifth Fibonacci number, which will be equal to 3 over there. Sorry, 5. So that is the fourth Fibonacci number is 3. Fifth Fibonacci number is 5. I want to generate the fifth Fibonacci number. So how I need to generate that one? By adding the 2 and the 3. How to get the 2 and the 3? How to get 3 over there? By adding 1 and 2. How to get 2? By adding 1 and 1. How to get 1? By adding the 0 and the 1. That is, our break points are 0 and the 1. These are our base values. So now to have our base values, how it will be written? Let us check. If n equal to 0, then return the same value over there. That is, Fibonacci of 0 is 0. If n equal to 1, then return the same value over there. That will be equal to 1. If not, I want to find Fibonacci of 2, second number. How it will be? By adding the 0 and the 1. How to get that one? If n greater than 1, then Fn, that is fib of that number 1 will be equal to fib of n minus 2 plus fib of n minus 5. N minus, that is a fib of 2 we are calculating. Fib of 2 will be equal to 2 minus 2 is 0. That is f of fib of 0 plus 2 minus 1 is 1. That is, adding the values at 0 and the 1, we will get the fib of 2. In the same way, to get the fib of 3, that is f3 will be equal to f of 3 minus 2, which is 1. Then 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. That is, a fib of 3 will be equal to f2 plus f1. Like that, that will be repeated. Fine. So now, here what are the base values over here? The base values are 0 and the 1. Now what is our second condition? Every time we should go close to the base value. How we are closing? The first term is decremented by 2 and the second term is decremented by 1. This is how we are going close to the base value, and which will generate us the Fibonacci sequence over there. Now let us take the procedural part of the Fibonacci sequence. Fine. The same example what we have explained earlier, the same thing. Fib, comma, n. So I want to generate the fib comma n, that is the fib of 5 I want to generate. How it will be done? If n equal to 0 or n equal to 2, then set fib equal to n and return. Let us take the n will be equal to 2 for a simple case. Then n will be equal to now 2 not equal to 0, 2 not equal to 1, then we'll go to the line number 2. What is the line number 2 over there? Fib a, the first number, will be equal to n minus 2. What is our n value? 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. So now again it will go there. So n equal to 0, condition true. Fib equal to n. N, what is the n value? 0. Now fib a will have the n value as 0. That will be written to the line number 2. Then we'll go to the line number 3. What is the line number 3? Fib b will be equal to n minus 1. What is the n value? 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So the fib a will be equal to 0. Fib b will be equal to 1. So now n equal to 1, we break, we go to the line number 4. What is the line number 4? Fib will be equal to fib a, which is 0 plus 1, which will be equal to 1. That is the value of the fib which we are going to return. Right? So this is how the Fibonacci sequence will be generated with the help of the recursion over here. Right? I hope the concept is clear. The references are from the textbooks Ellis Horowitz and Sartaj Sahni, Fundamentals of Data Structures in C. Along with that one, Data Structures by the Shom Outline series. Thank you.